Hi there, welcome back to my channel, Zen Yin Yoga with Michelle. If this is your first time practicing with me, welcome, welcome, welcome. I myself have been off of my mat for a while and haven't done much recording over the last 30 days. I've just had some stuff going on in my life and kind of just had a pause. So we all go through that time to time, right? So just getting back into the groove of being here on my mat with you. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Today, I thought we would focus on the theme or the intention of really noticing where you've been giving your energy to. So especially right now in this season of Christmas or whatever you may celebrate around this time of year, we often just kind of are really in the flow of exerting our energy in so many different areas and just allowing yourself to check in and notice where you have been giving your energy to or what you have been giving your energy to, and just making this time for you right now to allow a little energy reboot. And I'm going to have us bring in some affirmations. And the affirmations are: I am mindful of where I give my energy, and I am mindful of where I receive my energy. So I'll just have us bring that in throughout some of our poses and just bringing that gentle, mindful reminder in. All right, my friends. So no props are necessary today. If you'd like to bring them in, of course, you always have that option. I'm just not going to be using them, but totally up to you. All right. And let's get started in dragonfly pose, or also known as wide-legged forward fold. And I have my socks on, so get yourself nice and cozy. This will be a really, of course, gentle yin practice. The focus inwardly and just checking in with your energy and allowing yourself to be refreshed and rebooted. All right. So I always like to give a nice little stretch and flex through the feet, just to lengthen through the legs, and then release the flex, letting the leg muscles soften and relax, the glutes relax. And then bringing the hands out in front of you. Take an inhale to lengthen up nice and tall. And then exhale, walking the hands forward, and really invite your body just to slowly come into this pose. So not right away just getting into it, and just feeling your way through each layer. Breathing. Noticing how the body's feeling today. And eventually just melting here, letting gravity be your support. Or if you're using any props, let those be your support as well. And letting the head be heavy, dropping the chin in towards the chest, releasing all tension in the jaw, in the neck, in the shoulders. And taking nice, slow, deep breaths. Now just taking that time to really connect with the intention of noticing where you've been giving your energy to. Not making it right or wrong, or overthinking about it, or overanalyzing it, just being in awareness. Noticing maybe where you've been giving so much energy and you may be feeling a little depleted. And just allowing your body, your mind, your spirit, your soul to be nourished here, to be replenished. I am mindful of where I give my energy. And I am mindful where I receive my energy. And taking a few more breaths here, noticing any part of the body that might still be holding or gripping, giving it permission to let go for these last few breaths in this pose. And taking a nice big cleansing inhale and exhale. And very slowly pressing yourself back up. And we'll take a few breaths here at the top. Letting the shoulders relax while still holding the integrity of your posture. And one more breath here. And very slowly opening the eyes. Let's just support our legs, just bringing the legs in. We'll come in to sit into an easy seated pose. Grounding down through the sit bones. We're just going to take a little bit of a pranayama focus here. So feeling yourself rooted down through the sit bones, lengthening up nice and tall through the crown of your head. Shoulders are relaxed. Arms are relaxed. Fingers and hands are all at ease. Feet, ankles. Let's begin with a cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose. Send the breath as deep down into the belly as you can. Big open mouth exhale. And now taking an inhale for the count of 4. Hold the breath. And then exhaling through the nose for the count of 4. And just continuing to do that for a few rounds, focusing on having the inhale and the exhale be of the same length. and doing your best to not rush through it. Filling up the belly, front to back, side to side. Taking one more round here. Returning back to the natural flow of your breath. Bringing in our affirmations once again. I am mindful of where I give my energy. And I am mindful of where I receive my energy. Taking a cleansing breath. And very gently opening the eyes. Very good. From here, we'll come into deer pose. So having the right foot and leg in front, your right shin parallel to the top of your mat or to the edge of your mat. And then your left leg coming back behind you. Focusing on having the knees aligned with the hips as best as you can. And maybe this back leg, it feels good to have the shin parallel with the end of your mat. Or if that's a little bit too intense in the hip, you can bring that foot in a little bit closer to you. Just kind of feel where it feels best for you. What we want to be able to focus on here is letting both sit bones and hips sink down. So not being over to one side too much. You might have to kind of make any adjustments here. And then we're just going to take 3 breaths right here. And what I want you to focus on is releasing the glutes, especially that left glute. It's very typical for it to want to automatically engage. So taking 3 slow, deep breaths here, letting the hips and the glutes release. And last breath here. Good. Then walking the hands out in front of you, we will make our way into a forward fold. So maybe you just have the hands here, or maybe you're able to come down to the forearms, or you always have the option to use any of your props. And then focusing on sending that left hip and sit bone towards the mat, towards the floor, and letting the head be heavy. Taking nice, slow, deep breaths, breathing all the way into that left side body, left hip. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Last breath, big cleansing inhale and exhale. And then very slowly pressing yourself back up. From here, we'll bring the hands back behind us. Maybe you have the palms of the hands to the floor, or maybe it feels better to make fists. Ooh, I am definitely feeling this in my hip flexor. My hip flexors has been a little tight lately. And we'll just take 5 slow, deep breaths here. Last breath. And very slowly walking yourself back up. From here, we'll come into half butterfly. So just very carefully extending that left leg out, and then bring that right heel into the groin. Making any adjustments here in the body. Good. And then take an inhale, lengthen up nice and tall. On your exhale, we're going to come into a twist. So twisting to the right, left hand to that right knee, right hand back behind you, letting the legs relax. Notice if the legs want to engage, giving them permission to just be in a relaxed state here. And then focusing on the twist coming from your core, and then opening up that right shoulder. And taking a few breaths here. Last breath here. Inhale all the way to the belly. And on your exhale, slowly untwist, coming forward and then turning all the way over towards that left leg. We'll come into a fold over that left knee. Bringing the hands out in front of you. Take that inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, gently folding down. Maybe you have your hands straddled over the leg. Maybe you have your arms and hands on the inside. Just making this work for your body. And again, you can always use props. So maybe using a block under the forehead here. And let the shoulders soften. Notice if the shoulders are up by the ears. Gently glide the shoulder blades down the back. You'll definitely should be feeling this in that right side, lower back, hip area. Noticing where the body might want to be holding and gripping, giving it permission to let go. bringing in our affirmation once again. I am mindful of where I give my energy. So even in your yoga practice, so often we can get distracted with our thoughts. And that distraction can take us out of our practice and having our energy into the thoughts. So just being mindful of where your thoughts are, where your focus is, and bringing yourself back. Taking 3 more breaths here. And last breath, cleansing, inhale and exhale. And very mindfully, carefully coming up out of this pose, we want to support the lower back. Good. Facing forward. Taking a few breaths here. Tuning in to the sensations going on in your body. Letting anything that you opened up, just let it release. One more breath here. Very good. And we'll make our way into deer on the other side. So we'll bring that left shin in front, right leg comes back behind. Again, aligning the knees up with the hips as best as you can. Finding your center, taking a few breaths here to let the hips and the glutes release. Last breath. And then we'll make our way into our forward fold here. So bringing the hands out in front. And slowly walking yourself into your pose here. I like to interlace my fingers, kind of just supports both arms here. And give your attention to your shoulders really quickly. Just notice if the shoulders are up by the ears. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, creating some space between the ears, the shoulders, the neck. And then just taking nice, slow, deep breaths. Taking one last breath here. Slowly pressing yourself up, bringing the hands back behind you, so coming into a counter pose here. And letting the glutes and the hips release. Notice where they want to grip or hold. And bringing in the affirmation, I am mindful of where I receive my energy. So just as important as where we give our energy, but also where we receive it from. So as our heart is open here, and really just checking in with that. Again, not overthinking it. Just noticing where lately you have been receiving your energy from. And being mindful that you allow the choice to have where you receive it be clean, healthy, and loving. Let's take one more breath here. Good, then slowly walking yourself up. And just as we did on the other side, we'll swing that right leg around this time, coming into our half butterfly. The left heel will come into the groin. Making any adjustments here that you need to. And then we'll come into a twist. But before we do that, let's ground down through the sit bones. Inhale to lengthen up tall. And then exhale, finding your twist. Right hand to the left knee, left hand back behind you. And making sure that that right foot and knee aren't rolling in. We want to have the toe and the knee up towards the ceiling of the sky. Good. And taking 3 breaths here. Last breath all the way down to the belly. Coming into your exhale and out of the twist. Twisting forward and then all the way over to the right knee. Inhale to lengthen and then exhale, coming into your fold on this side. Noticing if that quadricep or the kneecap on the right leg are wanting to engage. Let it release. Breathing into that left side body. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Last breath, cleansing inhale and exhale. Slowly walking yourself back up. Turning back to face me, taking a few breaths here. Again, tuning in, noticing what's occurring in the body. Let's take one more breath here. Very good. And opening the eyes from here, let's make our way down onto our backs. Sorry. Just lowering yourself down nice and easy. And once you get there, let's bring the knees into the chest. Taking a few rocks side to side. Massaging the low back. Good, and then keeping the legs here, just open your arms out to a T, palms facing up. And then we'll drop the legs over to the left, coming into a supine twist. Maybe looking over to the right, if that feels okay in the neck. Let the shoulders just sink down, the arms sink down. I am mindful of where I give my energy. I'm taking one more breath here. And turning your head back to center, slowly bringing the legs back to center. And then just rolling on over to the other side. So legs falling over to the right, looking over to the left, shoulders sinking down. And I am mindful of where I receive my energy. Taking one more breath here. And turning your head back to center, bringing the legs back into center, and then wrapping the arms around the legs, maybe rocking side to side. Give yourself a big hug so you also feel this in the upper back as you rock side to side. Good. And then come to be still. Take a full inhale, fill up the belly. Open mouth, exhale. Let the back sink down. The shoulders sink back. Then slowly releasing the arms, lowering the feet down to your mat, making your way into Shavasana. Taking up lots of space. Taking a cleansing breath. And letting go of any kind of energy. And just allowing yourself to receive a full reboot. Now taking a big, full, nourishing breath in. And a big, full, cleansing breath out. Open mouth with a sigh. Bringing some movement and energy back into the body, wiggling the fingers, the toes, movement through the wrists and the ankles. And then extending the arms all the way up overhead. Bring the feet back in towards one another. Big, energetic inhale as you stretch and lengthen. And then exhale, bringing the arms into the chest, feet to your mat. Knees into the chest now. And now taking a few rocks side to side. And then rocking over to your right side in fetal pose, taking a breath there. And then slowly pressing yourself up, moving back in an easy seated pose. Let's bring the hands to prayer at heart center, taking a cleansing breath. Closing with our affirmations. I am mindful of where I give my energy. I am mindful of where I receive my energy. And then remembering It is your choice. May your heart be light and your spirit bright. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. I hope your spirit, soul, body, and mind received this practice, and that you feel this energetic reboot, and that you take this into the rest of your day. If you enjoyed this practice, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet already subscribed to my channel, that would be awesome if you did. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste. Peace and love.